why they want you to treat them larger than life, and get a big attitude when they don't, causing you to be discarded. They want you to treat them larger than life because they want to be better than you. They feel insecure around you. They feel littler than life instead of larger than life in your presence. And because of that, and because of they have that grandiose idea about themselves, they have a personality of themselves that's larger than life. They think they're the most important. They think they're better than everyone. They think they're the king and queen of everybody's reality. Everybody feels somewhat like that about themselves, but most people who feel that way about themselves, they have a superpower called self-control, to where they keep it to themselves. I guess that superpower is empathy. Because if you're not an empath, you're a narcissist. And that's proven by psychologists. So the fact that they're missing the empathy, it doesn't allow them to just keep how they feel about themselves to themselves. They have to force it on to everyone. Everyone has to acknowledge how I feel about myself. They won't go through the process of being played. You might think some way about yourself and you like, yeah. And then you got to go through that cocoon stage of, oh, let me just, feel good. But, how I feel is not determined on how people respond to me. So regardless of how people respond to me, I can still feel however I want to feel about myself, because my good, how I feel, what I think about myself, is not determined by other people, society, places, or things, or status. You base your value off of how you think and feel about yourself. And if you're more deep into that, you have even a higher level and a greater understanding of why you do that, why it's important, and how to do it. Which these individuals, these narcissistic individuals, don't take into consideration. And that's what makes them an energy vampire, because they don't have what it takes to build this type of self-esteem up within themselves. They rather find somebody else that's pumped up and knock the air or knock the wind out of their sail, as they say. Little goofy terms they say. So they want you to treat them larger than life. They want you to look at them as greater, better, bigger, and more important than yourself. But no one's going to do that except for them. That's why they have to try to intimidate, bully, and force themselves onto people, and try to kill the positive spirit within another's. So that way, if somebody else is upset, if somebody else is not feeling good about themselves, if somebody else is down, or somebody else is below them, then they can finally, okay, this is what it feels like to be on top. That's the only feeling that they're looking for. They're not looking for self-improvement. They're not looking for positivity. They're not looking for an enhanced, improved, better, best, greatest version of themselves like the rest of us. They have little to no interest in that. Why? Because they can come up off of your greatness. They can feel great based off of destroying somebody else. And why? This is a sport for them. It's a sport for narcissists to take you out of your spot. It's a sport for them to create a dynamic between you and them, to where they feel better than you because that's where their beef is with you. They see you as weaker, so they should feel better. They see themselves as stronger. How can you have a more well-seeming attitude, more confident attitude, better overall sense of self than them? And it's easy. It's because of how you carry yourself, how you've controlled your spirit, how you've improved yourself, how you have worked on yourself, the things you do in your spiritual life. These are all things that make you a better person. And if that happens to make you better than some of the people you end up being around, then so be it. They're the ones that have to deal with that. Because why? They're not even dealing with who they are as a person. They're sweeping it under the rug and attacking whoever reminds them of whatever they're not working on within themselves. See, someone like you watching this video, if anybody ever says anything to you that makes you even feel the slightest type of way, you might even excuse yourself. I gotta go. You are back to the drawing board like that. Oh, let me go work on this. Let me go fix this. Let me go make sure that I'm not that kind of person. But other people don't have that emotional intelligence. They have cognitive emotional ability, which allows them to see how they can poke and prod and push your buttons. But they don't have emotional intelligence to where they can work on themselves and they can correct whatever's wrong with them. See, you have to be so great that even when people point out things or say things and it may bother you or trigger you or push a button or two, you have to be able to contain yourself and say, you know what? You got that. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. I'm so fly, I'm not offended. You got to choose being fly over being offended. Because the reason why they're trying to offend you is because you're flyer than them. Way flyer than them. You're like Icarus. You got to make sure you don't get too close to the sun. But you're Haru too, so you'll be fine. All right? You're Horus. You're the Christ. You're Jesus. And anybody who doesn't understand certain teachings, you were taught something and given pieces. There, imagine something being a whole piece and you're only given your piece. And you think your piece is the whole, just like everybody else who's been given a piece. My piece is the entire whole. No, mine. There are people who want you to bow down to them and worship them because that's how they view themselves. Everybody sees themselves as royalty. Everybody sees themselves as important. But then you have those who are gluttonous for power. You ever seen the spirit of gluttony? It's the same thing for people who need power. That glutton spirit is going to eat. Those people who need power, the spiritual gluttony within them is going to eat as well. And you have to make sure that you're not for dinner. You have to make sure you're not the main course. You got to make sure you ain't on the menu. You're not going to treat anybody better than yourself. You're not going to disrespect anyone. You're not going to treat anyone less than you. But you sure as hell will treat a mug different up in here. If it calls for it, yo, I ain't got to be disrespectful, but this is about to get different in here. It's about to get wild and crazy. It's about to get strange. Because there's no respectful respect for people that are coming at you blatantly with blatant disrespect. You don't want to. A business owner told me the person who retaliates always gets caught. This was a man that owned a clam shucking business in called I think it's called La Monica Foods in Vineland. That was some of the greatest advice I ever heard. He said the person who retaliates always gets caught. So you got to think about that. The person who does a little sly, slick stuff, they might be able to get away with it. But you who retaliates and causes the problem, so to speak, you won't. Because these people who cause these problems are most likely some type of way in-house, sewed in, locked in, friends, family with these folks. Probably done got people out of certain places. Probably do whatever they ask them to do. This person is probably their go-to person. This is the person they can count on for everything. Everybody needs one of them. You'll probably hear them say that. Everybody needs a this guy. If somebody ever says everybody needs a this one in reference to you, and you ain't making over $100,000 for them or more, you might want to reconsider that friendship. They better be putting you on. They better be feeding you. Your pockets you better be little baby and have 4 pockets full, without the drunken hugs. Especially without the drunken hugs. Definitely without the drunken hugs. They're not going to be able to influence everyone with their attitude. So when they come across somebody that is not easily pushed over, somebody that is like, wait a minute, there's something about this ain't right. We're not doing this. This is not what we're about to do right now. Why? Because it's not a good fit for you spiritually. When things aren't right for you spiritually, that means you have to spiritually get right with whoever spirit is not right with you spiritually. You know what? This is not right. This is a situation for me to stand up for myself and handle this situation in a way that this person clearly understands that, you know what? I'm going to look at you just like everybody else. You can have the right to feel however you want to feel about you, but guess what? I'm not looking at you any different. I'm not going to pay attention to you or pay homage to you or bow down to you like everybody else, especially when there's disrespect on top of me already being as respectful as I possibly can. When people like this get a hold of someone like yourself, they may try to get off on you as much as they can, because you know they may see your kindness as a weakness, and they may perceive you as someone that they can push over. They might think that until they find out that, you know what, this isn't really what I thought. You know what, I thought this person was someone that I could, get this off on, but they're not. You're allowed to view people how you want, and you can view people however you want, but you don't have to look at people in a way that it makes the situation between you and them weird. See, people know they might be your superior. They know they might be ahead of you, and they want to take that they take it all the way to the head, instead of just taking the position and taking it for what it's worth. They want to They want they want to use that position as leverage over you. And they do have somewhat leverage over you as far as the position goes. Obviously, there are certain lines that intelligent people just know not to cross, and there are certain lines that people know to just be respectful of. But when people see certain people like us do that, you have to be careful of how much respect you actually give people, because like I said, there are people who will take that all the way to the top. They'll take that to their head. They'll take that as a weakness. Oh, this person is afraid of me. This person is scared of me. Some people are bad judges of character, and they think that your respect is out of fear, when it's not. You're just a upright, upstanding individual, and not everyone comes across a person like yourself. But don't be afraid to let people know when they've crossed a boundary. It's all right. You may get on someone's bad side. Someone may not like you. Someone may not appreciate you. But it's something that you have to get comfortable with, because if people are going to make you feel uncomfortable, you rather feel uncomfortable for sticking up for yourself than feeling uncomfortable and be at the and have how your day goes or your peace be at the whim of a person who feels that they can walk all over you. And that's not what you want to be. You don't want to be anybody's doormat, and you don't have to be. But it's going to take you to address certain situations where you may feel uncomfortable. But would you rather feel uncomfortable being somebody's doormat, or would you rather feel uncomfortable telling someone straight up to their face, hey, look, I don't tolerate this type of behavior. You act like this, you keep acting like this, we're going to have to do something about it, because I can't work under these conditions. Or I'm not going to be your friend under these conditions. I'm not going to be your business partner under these conditions. I'm not going to be a part of this, whatever it is, underneath these conditions. Because people who want to get treated a certain type of way, you have to let people know, and you have to explain to people. And once they continuously cross a boundary, then that's when you know that there's no respect for you there. Sometimes they say respect is earned or not given, but depending on the level of respect, you don't have to deal with certain things. It's certain things where I understand, I can see where people's, respect is given and not earned, but how much do you really have to go through before you get somebody? Like, you don't need other people's respect. Don't go looking for it. If they give it to you, cool. If not, you make them respect you by handling them in a way that allows that. And it's called falling back. It's called reeling back. It's called pulling your energy back. People feel it when you remove yourself from them. People feel it when you stop engaging with them in a way that fills them up, gasses them up, energizes them up. They feel that. You're not anybody's personal motivator. You might be their personal assistant. You might be their whatever as far as your job, or whatever as far as your association, relationship, business, but you're not nobody's personal ass kisser. And that's what some people are looking for. Some people need that. They need that ego boost. But the thing is, when they find someone who does it, the person usually ends up being their victim. And you're nobody's victim. You ain't nobody's victim. You're a good person. They may think they can get certain things off, but you could turn off being a good person. You don't have to be a good person to a person that's a piece of trash. You don't have to be bad to them. Just don't be anything to them. Be neutral. Be nothing. It's going to be uncomfortable, but that's what they brought on themselves. That's what they deserve. They deserve that awkward silence. They deserve those awkward interactions between you and them now, because that's what they wanted. We said things were going to get weird, right? We said things were going to get weird. You get weird, we're going to get weird. We're even weirder. It's going to get real weird when the person who can sense energy starts avoiding people and starts being clairvoyant and intuitive and stays the hell away from folks. It's going to get real weird. Oh, why are they not near me? You know, they're going to be the one looking crazy. This is when gang stalking starts to happen. They're not getting what they want, and now they're coming to look for it. They're coming to take it. This is when you gotta poke your chest out on a hater. This is when you gotta stand. This is when you gotta get square right in a hater's face, and protrude your energy back onto to their energy field, just like they're trying to protrude their energy and force their energy into your field. You got to do the same thing to them. You got to peacock your feathers right back to them. What? We all got some type of animalistic behavior or presence about us. We all got that side to us. What? You're not going to do nothing with it. All you're trying to do is look at somebody weird and make somebody feel uncomfortable. So I'm gonna do the same thing and possibly even make you feel even more uncomfortable, which is most likely the case. That's usually what happens because they don't expect it of you because they think you're a good person. Might have some remnants of it left, but that nice guy spirit is played out, is dead. We're killing it. Are we gonna be bad people to others? No, but we putting ourselves first, and we're not gonna take nothing from nobody because we don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to take nothing from nobody. Don't let people play you. Don't put yourself in positions to be played. This is why planning is important. This is why strategically planning is important. Strategizing is important. Managing your resources correctly is majorly important. People get to know you for a couple months. They think they can start talking to you any kind of way. You may not want to continue to deal with that. You may want to go someplace else. Well, guess what? You got the funds to do it. Hopefully. I know you do. God is good. You always do. Ain't no hopefully about that. God provides for those who are on the righteous path and for those who are doing their best and that want to do their best. That's why we were put here, to do our best and nothing less. God supports that. So they want you to treat them larger than life because they see you have a strong sense of self about you, which is a higher power. It's your connection with your higher power. It's your connection with your higher self. You have a deep connection to yourself, within yourself, which is the God in you, the presence of the Creator. And the devil in them, the demonic presence and energy in them, wants to separate you from that and get you to focus on the evil within them so they can try to hack your energetic field and try to supplant that evil into you and rip you away from your divinity, rip you away from the presence and power of God in you, and turn your mind into the devil's workshop. So you create enemies for yourself because it's enemies in your mind by wicked works. They want you to commit wicked works in your mind to draw more wickedness and negativity, darkness, and evil energy into your life. All by them hacking you with attitudes and negative energy and trying to program your aura. Because 5 minutes ago you was feeling good before you experienced them. As soon as they come with their games and tricks, now you're thinking different, you're feeling different. You got to rewire your mind, and you have to fight against what they try to present and what they represent, and stay focused on Him. Keep your mind on Him. Draw nigh to Him, which is the Holy Spirit, which is your Holy Spirit, which is your higher connection with the inner connection, your inner connection to a higher connection, something that they don't possess. And that's why they're evil in the first place. That's why their evil is trying to attack you in the first place. It can't dwell in the same presence as you. It's fighting itself. You meet no one but yourself. I am you and you are me. That negativity is fighting itself and it's trying to fight you, thinking that it's going to heal itself in some type of way by getting rid of you, which is not going to happen. It's only going to make you stronger and continuously keep this demon trapped and continuously keep this person possessed. Thank you for watching this video. Smash the like button, smash the share button. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the next video. If you support my content, make a donation so that way I can continuously make good videos. All right, and you'll be helping me out as far as supporting me and supporting me as a content creator. All right, so send donations to my PayPal and my Cash App, please. It would be greatly appreciated, and I'll see you in the next video.